Hello, ArchieLuxury channel. And today I want to talk about a new topic. Remember, like, subscribe, and tell your fuckhead friends about my channel. I want to talk today about if I was starting again, would I get so involved in wristwatches? And that's a really good question because it's easy for me now. I'm the international YouTube celebrity. I have a reasonable 4-piece collection. I've got the World Time as the ultimate fuck-off piece. I've got a Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso Grand Date, beautiful steel stunner. And I got a Explorer 2 Polar and an Omega Speedmaster. Man on the moon! Man on the moon! Man on the moon. But what would I do if I was starting again from scratch? And I gotta tell you, I recently had lunch with a fan and it rekindled memories of being a one-watch person. I don't know if having a collection is really better than being a one-watch person. I mean, you think about it. If you're a one-watch person, you basically have one watch. You don't have storage costs. You don't have to put these away in the safe. You don't have to do anything. You've just got them. You've got them. And I gotta tell you, that's a very comforting place to be. You want to kind of have these things. What is it you seek? What is it you seek in wristwatches? And, you know, so many people want a balanced collection. They want a diver. They want a GMT. They want a chronograph. They want a dress watch. Well, I kind of think it'd be very handy. What happens if you just had one all-purpose watch? One watch for all seasons. Sometimes less is more. For everything you gain, you lose something. And there's a bit of truth in this. There is a lot of truth in this fact. How many wristwatches do you really need for pleasure? How many do you need? What do you need? What is the number that you need? And I went to lunch with a fan who had he bought a Datejust. A 116234 black dialed Datejust with the new Jubilee concealed clasp, black dial, stick markers. And he's just so happy, he's chuffed, he loves his Rolex. And I don't know whether you had a collection, whether you'd love it more or less. And this is a very tricky thing. I mean, let's be honest there. When you have a collection, you've got storage issues. You've got to have to store you can only really wear one watch without looking like a complete tosser, looking like a complete dickhead. You can only really wear one at a time. So when you have more than one, you've got to put them away safely so that the bastards don't get stolen. Then you've got the decision of which one do you wear? Which one do you wear? The dress one, the sports one, Whereas if you got one, you don't really have a choice to make. You just wear it. You use it and wear it. So I gotta tell you, it's a very, very, I think in some ways, I look back when I had one Rolex myself. I never thought about being a collector. I tell you this now. I originally got my Rolex, and I gave my dad my old quartz Omega I had. I didn't see why you'd need more than one. To hoard and to hog and to have multiple, that's just silly. Why would you do that? And this is an interesting thing. Now we've become a world of collectors. We're a world of collectors and hoarders. Whereas many years ago, Patek used to lend you, they used to have some steel ellipses they would lend you when you were servicing your watch through them so you could wear something. And who does that now? And I mean, people now have, there's people out there. I've got 4 because I've really concentrated on quality, not quantity. And I've really tried to trim it down. I really get more enjoyment having smaller collection than larger. But a lot of people have 10 pieces. Brian from Zircon Security and Debt Recovery, he's got multiple, very big collection. He's got 2 Explorer Polars. So you kind of look at these things and you wonder, is it better to have a big collection? Does that make you more happy? What is it? And it's a strange world we live in. It's things have changed immensely. But I don't know whether somebody is any less a collector just because they've got 1 watch as opposed to someone with 10 or 20 watches. What's the optimum number? And I kind of look back. I look back when I had 1 piece or a lesser number, and I tell you what, I look back fondly when I had my 5107 Calatrava, and I had an Explorer 1, 14270 Explorer 1, and I had a Datejust, a 16234. 3 pieces. It was pretty cool. Very cool. And I look back, and even though I've got more pieces now, I don't know if I'm any more happy. Now I've got my fuck off Patek is my well time. I got a complicated Reverso. I got the Reverso Grand Date, 8-day power reserve. It's a great piece. I love that piece. Then I've got my 2 sports watches for doing stuff. My Explorer 2 and my Omega Speedmaster, man on a fucking moon. And I think back to when I had just 1 piece. Maybe I was more happier when I only had 1 piece. And that's an interesting way of looking at things. So many people now have collections. You've got storage costs, you've got boxes you need to buy to store them in, you've got insurance costs, you've got shitters to fill the box. You want a few shitters, you want a beater and a shitter. Maybe that's the wrong approach. Maybe we should just encourage 1 quality watch. 1 really high-end wristwatch. 1 fantastic wristwatch. And a good friend of mine, Nick had a 2-tone bluesy sub. And then his girlfriend got him a Speedmaster Sapphire. Speedmaster Professional Man on the Moon Sapphire. Sapphire Sandwich. And I don't know whether he's gained something by having another watch or he's lost something by having a choice. Sometimes the thing that's so beautiful about the no date sub is that it doesn't have the date, doesn't have the cyclops. It's just simple, just aesthetically beautiful. Sometimes for everything we gain, we lose something. How many do you want? What's the perfect number? What is the ideal collection to have? Maybe 1 beautiful Rolex is the real secret to nirvana, to be happy, to be content. I'm ArchieLuxury. Tell me what you fuckers think of that.